Hi, man.
Hey, it's been a long time since we met and talked.
Yeah, considering the fact that our homes are right next to each other.
So, how are you?
Yeah, fine, except for the fact that we have a government.
If you didn't have a government, you will be fighting in a war and accused of manslaughter.
Whatever, I would rather be fighting a war than studying physics.
Why? What's your problem in physics?
Honestly, in 10th I was studying well, but now they have introduced some fantasy novel like mass, force, momentum, and all that craziness.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I too had the same problem during my initial period at class 11. But my buddy Ashwant helped me to come over it very quickly. Wait, let me add him in the call and you will get your doubts clear. Hey Ash, it's Akhilesh over here.
Yeah, you tell me.
Ash, we are in conference with my friend Andrew. He has doubts regarding physics. Can you explain him the way you did to me?
Yeah, no issues. Yes, Andrew, tell me, which lessons are bothering you? I will help you understand.
It's projectile motion.
That lesson may seem ununderstandable, but it's the easiest of all. It can be explained with real life examples. Have you seen cricket?
Of course, that's my favorite. My favorite cricketer is.
Not get deep into that, okay? Have you seen big sixes down the ground?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with projectile motion?
It has a lot to do with projectile motion. What is the main essence of projectile motion?
The object being projected?
Exactly that is what happening here.
Can you explain this in detail?
Watch the video where the bat hits the ball. When the ball is being hit by the ball, it follows a parabolic path. Like the same, when an object is projected in projectile motion, it follows a parabolic path.
Okay, buddy, gotcha. But what about that range maximum height stuff?
Of course, yeah. What's the tournament's longest six?
Yeah, it was 106 meters hit by Nicholas Puran. It was the DAS.
Get back into it. This six distance is called the range.
Isn't it the maximum height of the ball?
Actually, it's a misconception from Hall. The point where the ball starts to dip is the maximum height, and the time taken by the ball to land is called the time of flight of the ball.
Oh god, I thought I was the strongest cricketer. Well, so we need to hit the ball as fast as possible to get the ball behind the ropes, right?
No, along with velocity, there are other factors. The other factor is angle of projection.
Ash, it all made sense about velocity and range, but how angle could be a factor?
Andrew has the answer for it. You're a cricketer, Andrew?
Yeah, district level player.
You call the terms straight bat and cross bat, right?
Yeah, straight bat means we hit the ball with open face of the bat, whereas cross bat means we hit the ball crossly.
In which shot you will get maximum elevation? It's straight bat or cross bat?
Cross bat?
Exactly. During the cross batted shots, the ball is being hit with 45 degrees. So, when you are hitting the ball with 45 degrees, you may get the maximum range. So, if you hit the ball with good velocity and a cross bat, you may get big sixes.
Oh, Ash, you seem to be a great explainer.
Only here, the projectile motion is also used in satellite missiles.
Oh, bud, thanks a lot. Actually, I didn't get this much clarity when I explained at school. By the by, could you explain me the laws of motion?
Yeah, I have a friend of mine. He's the expert of this concept. Wait, I will have him on call.
Hey Ash, how's it going on, mate?
Surya, it's been going good. Well, you're on a conference, and a friend of mine has doubts regarding laws of motion. Well, no one's better than you at that. So, can you explain him?
Oh, yes, Ash, sure. This week, my friends prepared for a video based on laws of motion and they kept it simple and clear. Wait, I will send it.
Hi guys, we are 11B 2020-2021 batch from Kaveri Global Senior Secondary School. In this video, we are going to discuss about the laws of motion. Hope you like this video. So let's start with the basics. What are the laws of motion? The laws of motion are the three basic laws derived by Newton which are applicable for bodies with constant mass. The three basic laws of motion are: number 1, the first law of motion, also known as the law of inertia; number 2, the second law of motion; and number 3, the famous third law of motion. Let's see them one by one.
The first law of motion. This law states that everybody continues to be in its state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled by some external force to act. Otherwise, sounds complicated, right? But it's actually simple. On smooth surface, when you roll a ball, it will not be stopped unless you apply a force on it. Also, when you keep a ball still, it is not going to move unless you apply a force on it. We said that this law is also known as law of inertia. What is law of inertia? First of all, what is inertia? Inertia means resistance to change. Let's get it simple. When you are traveling on a bus, when the bus stops suddenly, you may see that you will move forward. This is called inertia. Inertia is of three types: inertia of rest, inertia of motion, and inertia of direction. The previous example indicates inertia of motion. Inertia of direction is explained with an experiment.
Watch this experiment carefully. Almost everyone must have done this. So when you rotate a spoon in the cup, the liquid in it also spins. Even after you remove the spoon, the liquid still rotates. This is the resistance to change the direction. This is called the inertia of direction. Now we are going to have an experiment based on inertia of rest. You can see that after the card is displaced, the coin floats on the air for a second. This is the resistance to change the state. This is called the inertia of rest. So understood inertia, friends? That is why our parents always tell us to hold on to something when traveling in bus, or else this is what going to happen.
Now going on to second law of motion. Second law states that the rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the applied force and takes place in the direction in which force acts. This is simple case. In sports day we play a game called shot put. Compare the ball with tennis ball. When you apply a force to the tennis ball, say 100 N, the ball will fly a long distance. But when you give a same force to the shot put ball, it barely travels 6 to 7 feet. This is because the mass of tennis ball is hugely smaller than the shot put ball. Hence the acceleration is more in tennis ball, low in shot put ball. This gives the relation that the mass is inversely proportional to the acceleration. This gives rise to an equation F is equal to ma.
Going on to the famous third law of motion. This law states that every action has equal and opposite reaction. There are many movie fans, I guess. Lots have seen action films. What does it have to do with Newton's third law of motion? Yes, there's a thing called gun. Gun has a lot to do with third law. When a bullet is fired from a gun, the gun exerts a force on the bullet. In return, the bullet exerts a force on gun. So the gun goes back. These two forces are called action-reaction pair. So if our hands are not stiff enough, then we may fall back exactly like this. There's another great example from movies itself. It's from Iron Man. In this scene, when he wants flight, there's a propulsion taking place on the sole of his feet. This fire hits the ground. The ground in return favors him by exerting the force on him. So as a result of this action-reaction pair, he is able to complete his fight.
Do you think that the action-reaction pair are simply very helpful? Actually, it is not. There are equal disadvantages of it.
There are many negative impacts of this action-reaction pairs. Negative impact. Seriously, you may think it is helping for walking, running, swimming, and you are saying that it has negative impacts. Unfortunately, it has. In the game of cricket, when the ball goes high in the air, the fielder comes underneath the ball to grab the ball. In the act of doing, if he does not lower his hands and goes forward to collect the catch, there is a huge chance to get injured on his finger. When you are driving a car, if you unexpectedly hit a car on any other object due to the action-reaction pairs, the car parts get damaged. This is one of the major disadvantages of the action-reaction pair. When a lighter object of small area hits a larger but fragile object, the fragile object collapses. This is because When the lighter object hits the larger one due to the action-reaction pair, a lighter but smaller object exerts a large force due to small pressure of contact. The larger object collapses.
By the way, Andrew, do you like to hear some real life applications of projectile motion?
Oh yes, Ash, why not?
Hi guys, today we are going to see some sports related to projectiles. First, we are going to see about badminton. This sport is also known as the sport of projectiles because when the cock falls down, the projectile ends, which results to 1 point for the opponent side. The cock, also known as the ball, follows a parabolic path. Second sport is the sport of elites, golf. Golf has been more moved towards projectile. In this sport, it is to hit the ball into the hole from a long distance. One takes time to calculate the airspeed, angle of hitting the ball to get accuracy on long distance covering. Third, we are going to see about cricket, the most popular sport in India and third most watched sport across the globe. The sports shot show the excellence in fans and also the science of projectiles. Fourth is the most popular sport in USA, the basketball. In this sport, the rules are simple. One must put the ball into the ring to score points. To score points, one projects the ball with some angle and velocity to put the ball into the ring. Last but not the least is the Olympic sport javelin throw. Javelin throw is a non-ball game which is conducted by Olympics based on projectiles. In this game, the thrower runs with great speed, transfer his or her momentum to the 2.6 or 2.3 meter javelin and projects it close to the angle of 45 degrees to achieve maximum range.
Oh guys, you completely changed me. Actually, I used to study physics like a story, but you compared it with my life. Oh God, thank you for sending me them.
No problem, Andrew. If you have doubts anytime, you can approach me. I will help you out.
Physics
Is not or
Trouble.
Or
strife. It's
Our
Life.